What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and I'm still a little bit under the weather, which is why I haven't really been doing a lot of video this week. But I did want to definitely talk about the Xbox Developer Direct because, boy, did they once again nail it. And I thought this one was a lot better than last year's. I guess really because I thought I was more interested in the games that they showed this year versus last year. I mean, last year, we got a Starfield. Obviously, we got to look at that. Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Starfield. We got Redfall, Forza. I want to say Minecraft Legends, and then of course Hi-Fi Rush, and I think it was something else as well. But this one I thought was more interesting for me. We got a good look at some of the big games coming up, and they're all apparently coming out this year. We got obviously the release date for Hellblade, which that game continues to look incredible. I don't need to see anything else about Hellblade. I'm good. I've been sold since day one, since I played the first Hellblade. So yeah, I definitely want to talk about it because I love their presentation with the developer direct. It gives us a nice insight to the behind the scenes stuff, but actually gives us a lot of good information as well. Obviously new gameplay, new trailers, stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think Xbox right now might have be my favorite presentation overall because yeah, I obviously I love a good Nintendo Direct. That's like obviously one of the biggest hype points of the year. In February, June, and September is like usually when they have their mainline directs, and obviously it's super hype. And a lot of the times they're kind of disappointing because we don't get exactly what we want, and there's like a bunch of filler in between. And with this, it's just they tell you what they're going to show. They even had the kind of the surprise vision of Mana in there, which is really cool. I've never played a Mana game, so this one looks like it could be pretty cool. And if it's coming to Game Pass, I'll definitely give it a shot. Um, but yeah, I really like the style of production they've got going on with their videos. So yeah, let's kind of dive into it. So they started out with Avowed, and by the way, this key art. I don't know if this is going to be like the art for the like for the game itself, but this is like some of the coolest art I've ever I've seen in a game. It looks really awesome. But yeah, this game looks really cool. Obviously it's coming from Obsidian, very Elder Scrolls esque, right? I would say more not Skyrim, uh more it kind of looks more like Oblivion to me than Skyrim. It seems obviously a lot brighter, which is the style that they're going for. But I'm very pleased with what I see with the gameplay so far. It looks really good. Hopefully they can differentiate themselves from Bethesda because I've talked about it before with Starfield, but I'm kind of over I'm kind of over Bethesda's games like Fallout, Starfield. I'm curious to how I feel about the next Elder Scrolls game if it's still that same style of NPC and how you talk to NPCs and stuff like that. Because I think it just takes you out of the world a little bit when there's just like a blank NPC staring at you and there's like no emotion and like the camera cuts are always weird. Hopefully they can be a lot different. I'm very excited for Avowed. Elder Scrolls is like my favorite one of those Bethesda games. So this one looks like it could be really cool. Um, and then we finally got a look. Well, not finally. We've gotten quite a few looks, but uh, Hellblade, um, Senua Saga looks or Senwa Saga. It looks incredible. This game looks absolutely beautiful. Coming May 21st. I think that had leaked previously, a day or so before the actual direct, but it looks beautiful. The combat looks like it's more in depth than the original. Um, Kind of a little bit of a maybe could be bummer news with the game only being $50 if you don't have it's on Game Pass, but if you don't have Game Pass or you want to buy it, it's $50 only. It's digital only, so there's no physical copy. And it says it's about maybe I don't know if this is directly from Xbox, but the rumor is that it's about 8 hours or about the same length as the original Hellblade, which not a big deal. I never expected this game to be, full on open world or anything. Maybe I was kind of hoping it would be almost like a PlayStation game, like, like a God of War where not open world but kind of open zone, but that may not work in this style of game. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I was exactly expecting that style, but I'm pretty happy with if it's just a better version than the original Hellblade. A really interesting story. The combat's better. And honestly, like the Hellblade, like the length of the original Hellblade was like kind of perfect. So as long as this game holds up and plays great, that length sounds fine to me. I don't need every single game to be 30 to 40 hours. I remember the big thing with Spider-Man that came out, right, is that people were complaining that you could beat the story in like 15 hours, which is fine to me. I don't need every single game to be 40, 50 hours. Like I'm good with beating it within a couple of days or over a weekend and then kind of being done with it. Like that I think or replaying it. I think that's totally fine. So yeah, Hellblade, that's probably like right now out of the games we know about, that's probably my number one. I'm really excited for Hellblade. Um, and then we gotta look at Aria Aura History Untold. It's like a strategy sim, I think. Um, I'm not. Yeah, it's a turn-based strategy game. I'm not super into those games. I don't really play Civilization. I did get really into Civilization Revolution back in the day on the Xbox 360. I absolutely loved that game. I played the hell out of that game. Um, and I don't know if I ever picked up the second one or not, but yeah, the original Civ Rev was incredible. Um, this one, it's not my cup of tea, but it looks, it looks really good. I'm sure a lot of people are very very excited for that. And then obviously we got to look at the Visions of Mana. I don't know if they have anything up here about that. Yeah, I don't see anything. But that looks cool. I've never played a Mana game before. And if it comes to Game Pass, which if it's in this direct, I imagine that it probably will be. And I think it is. I think it's Xbox. It might be Xbox and PC only. Actually. And then after the show, we got to look at some more Elder Scrolls content. The Gold Road. Not really interested in that at all, and that's okay. But I know a lot of people are very very excited for that. But last up, we finally got to look at Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I don't know about that name. I feel like so the Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, the Great Crusade. I thought those were excellent names, and then like the Dial of Destiny and I kind of like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't know. This one seems kind of generic, but that being said, Machine Games. It's coming from Machine Games that made the Wolfenstein series. Back to fighting more Nazis. Um, the game looks amazing. It looks incredible. Uh, look at some of the stills if I pull them up here. Yeah, well, but yeah, we weren't quite sure if it was gonna be. Oh, there we go. We weren't quite sure if it was gonna be first person or third person, and it's kind of a combination of both. Mainly first person, you're gonna be doing all the fighting and stuff in first person, and then I think when you're gonna be swinging, using the whip, or maybe jumping over obstacles or doing um some sort of animation, it's going to pull back to third person, which makes sense. Like you kind of do want to see Indy at some point in the game. Um, Voiced by Troy Baker. At first I thought it might have been Harrison Ford, but obviously he sounds a lot older than that. But I'm sure they could use like AI to maybe make his voice sound younger like they did in the movies. But after a while, I was like that might be Troy Baker, and it turns out it actually would, which is fine. I thought he sounded you know pretty close to Harrison Ford. So yeah, this one's come in 2024. Um, Game Pass, obviously. This one, I feel like out of all of them, this one might be the one that slips into 2025. But with it being with it being in the showcase, I feel like it's got a pretty good chance to come out this year. So, um, Yeah, I think what was it? Avowed coming out in fall, and yeah. So was Hellblade the only one we got a definitive release date for? Yeah, because I think because even Visions of Mana was in the summer of 2024. So yeah, I thought the developer direct was incredible. I really love what Xbox has been doing their own thing. Yes, I know they took the direct um you know wording from Nintendo, but I feel like they did a really good job with it. It's you know they lay out with what they're gonna have on there. Lots of really interesting games, lots of different games. Yeah, and I'm looking very much forward to Xbox going into 2024. 2023 I thought was pretty weak. We got Hi-Fi Rush as a shadow drop last year. That game was great. We got Forza, but I'm not a big Forza person. And then we got Starfield, which I know a lot of people liked, and I enjoyed Starfield for what it was, but it kind of was a bummer in my eyes. I was expecting a little bit more, and just that Bethesda style, I think, just takes you out of the immersion far too often. The over encumbrance is annoying. So I feel like I wanted more out of Starfield, which I didn't get, and that's okay. So 2024, and I figured it was going to be this case, but it really feels like it's finally going to be Xbox's year. Lots of incredible games to look forward. Um, maybe some prize stuff here in the near future. During like the E3 time frame, the Game Awards, or the Summer's Game Fest, something like that. So we may even get some more awesome stuff. Probably lots of Game Pass announcements this year for third party stuff coming. So lot to look forward with Xbox. I do own a Series X, so I'm very excited to be in the ecosystem. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Were you guys hyped up for this direct? Did it blow you? Did it blow you away like it did me? Was it mid? Did you not enjoy it as much? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy. And I will see you in the next video.